There's a train in China that uses a powerful magnetic force to float above its tracks. This means it doesn't even touch the rails while it moves. That's amazing. They already have this technology in place, so it makes you wonder, why doesn't the US have this yet? Once again, it seems like China is ahead of us. China has recently tested a new high-speed train that reached an incredible speed of 620 miles per hour. That's actually faster than most airplanes. To give you some perspective, the speed needed to break the sound barrier is around 770 miles per hour. So this train is only about 150 miles per hour short of that. It's almost as fast as the speed of sound. This isn't science fiction. It's the future of travel. We already knew that China had trains that go over 300 miles per hour and are often faster and more efficient than taking a plane. Now they've pushed the boundaries even more. The train runs on magnetic levitation technology, often called Maglev. There's no physical contact between the train and the track. It simply floats using powerful magnets. Because of this, there's no friction, which allows it to move much faster and more smoothly. It's almost like flying, but on land. Imagine a train that doesn't create any friction. The ride would be incredibly smooth and silent. The only friction you might feel is if you're traveling with your family. You know how that goes. Some people joke, if God wanted us to have maglev trains, he would have given us advanced technology. Well, it turns out we do have it. The problem is, America just hasn't adopted it yet like other countries have. In the recent trial, China ran this maglev train inside a vacuum tube in Shanghai province. This kind of setup removes air resistance and makes it easier for the train to reach extremely high speeds. It's similar to the Hyperloop idea Elon Musk has talked about, using vacuum tubes to let vehicles travel super fast. Building vacuum tubes might be expensive, but the results are clearly worth it. Of course, this is great news for Hollywood. You can already imagine big action movies. Maybe Brad Pitt or Tom Cruise doing stunts on top of one of these high-speed trains. You might notice the unique shape of the train's nose. It's pointed and sleek. That's not just for looks. It helps reduce air pressure and prevents loud booms when entering or exiting tunnels. It's carefully designed for both speed and quiet travel. This train uses a special type of magnet called a high-temperature superconductor, HTS. These superconducting magnets allow the train to float higher off the track than older maglev designs. That leads to even less friction and better energy efficiency. They also help with managing heat, which makes the system more reliable for long-term use. To power the system, electricity is used to activate the magnets. The result is a smooth, powerful force that can lift and move the train. Because it's based on magnets and electricity, it doesn't rely on burning fossil fuels, making it a cleaner option for the environment. Compared to other trains, this one is in a league of its own. Japan's well-known bullet train, the Shinkansen, travels at around 200 miles per hour. China's current maglev in Shanghai reaches 268 miles per hour. But this new version blows those numbers away at 620 miles per hour. China's maglev train combines high-tech magnetic propulsion with a vacuum tube system, making it the most advanced and fastest land transportation system in the world. It's more energy efficient, smoother, and cleaner than anything we've seen before. With all this in mind, it's hard not to wonder why countries like the US aren't doing the same. The technology exists. The future is here. It's just a matter of who decides to use it. This new technology is basically like a tunnel above the ground with most of the air removed. Because of that, the vehicle inside can travel at extremely high speeds without air resistance or noise. It honestly sounds too good to be true. When you combine magnetic levitation and vacuum tubes, you get what some people call a ground-based airplane, or even more boldly, an airspace train. But this isn't just about speed. It represents a big change. A shift in how we might move people and goods in the future. For example, a train that goes 1,000 kilometers per hour, about 620 miles per hour, could cut the travel time between major cities in half. The current high-speed train from Beijing to Shanghai takes about 5 hours. With this new train, the trip would only take 2.5 hours. That's not much slower than flying, which takes about 1.5 hours. And with trains, you don't have to deal with long airport lines, boarding delays, or harmful emissions. And yes, this new train is fully electric. If it's powered by renewable energy, it produces zero emissions. That makes it a great step toward fighting climate change. With no wheels, engines, or wind drag, the train is almost silent and doesn't shake at all. That makes it more comfortable to ride and cheaper to maintain over time. Of course, building vacuum-sealed tunnels across long distances is extremely expensive and very complicated. That's the main challenge. You also have to wonder, what happens if one of the tubes cracks? What if there's an earthquake? A lightning strike? Or what if someone does something reckless, like shooting at the train? Everything has to be built with exact precision. Every single kilometer of track has to be perfectly engineered and sealed. When a train is going 620 miles per hour, even a tiny flaw in the track, the software, or the magnetic systems could lead to disaster. The safety systems, like emergency brakes and ways to quickly equalize air pressure in case of an emergency, must be absolutely perfect. And no, don't worry, you won't be sticking your head out the window. That would be impossible and dangerous in a vacuum tube. But still, this technology is real. Even if it sounds like science fiction, it's already being tested. It's just incredibly expensive compared to regular high-speed rail. Right now in the US, we don't even have basic high-speed trains. Our trains often go around 80 miles per hour. That's it. So governments would need a very strong reason to spend money on something like this. They'd have to think long-term about things like how many people will use it, how it will benefit the economy, and how it might boost their image on the world stage. Even though it doesn't emit carbon, running the vacuum systems and electromagnets will require a massive amount of energy. So making the entire system energy efficient is very important. And yes, they are electromagnets, meaning they need electricity to work. That's how the levitation happens. You can't just use regular magnets. And let's be honest, if a country can make this technology work at a large scale, it's China. They already have the biggest high-speed rail system in the world, and they've shown that they're serious about investing in futuristic technology. So why can't we do the same in the US? Haven't we already spent so much on transportation and infrastructure? It feels like we should be able to do it. But as of now, China is way ahead. Reports say China's Maglev train is designed to go up to 621 miles per hour. It may not have reached that speed in real tests yet. Some sources say the top confirmed speed was 387 miles per hour. But either way, it's already faster than anything we have running. That might not sound impressive compared to the 600 plus mph goal, but it's still way faster than what we're used to. To compare, China has had Maglev trains running for over 20 years. And they've steadily improved. The long-term plan is to eventually reach 2,000 kilometers per hour, and maybe even 4,000 kilometers per hour, which is 2,500 miles per hour. That would be 5 times faster than a commercial jet. Back in 2017, China's Aerospace Corporation said they were working on transport similar to Elon Musk's Hyperloop, where pods travel through vacuum tubes at super high speeds. They aren't aiming for 2,500 miles per hour right away. The plan is to start with city-to-city routes at around 600 miles per hour, then build up from there. If all goes well, these high-speed flying trains could cover vast distances in record time. They even unveiled one of the current high-speed trains, a Maglev that travels at 372 miles per hour. With that train, the Beijing to Shanghai trip takes just 2.5 hours, while the same trip by plane takes about 3 hours if you include airport time. That train levitates using electromagnetic force and doesn't touch the rails at all. It's wild that this technology exists and is being used. So again, why don't we have this in the US? China has had this for 2 decades. Maybe it's because of the economic system. Some say we're stuck in late-stage capitalism, while China is in a different phase of state-controlled development. Ironically, communism, often criticized for being inefficient, is enabling high-tech projects like this. I'd personally love to travel by train instead of flying. Flying today is a nightmare, from the long lines to the terrible service. Ever since 9/11, customer service in the airline industry has gotten worse and worse. These days, flying feels like being in boot camp, everyone barking orders at you the whole time. Anyway, it's frustrating to see this progress elsewhere while we fall behind. But one thing's for sure, the future of travel is already here, just not here in the US.